Okay, so after a 4-month hiatus, the WPF Fantasy Baseball Sluggers League is back in action with a triple header. And starting off this triple header, we have Majora's Critter Crew at the top here versus Gorky's Toad Town at the bottom. So this should be a very interesting match, and I'm very excited for all of the games we have today. So let's start it off, shall we? Um, so I'm really excited for this. I'm glad we're getting this back up, and I'm sure a lot of players on both teams here are looking to make their mark here after 4 months off. So let's see what happens here. We've got Toadsworth as the starting pitcher for Gorky's team. And we've got Majora with a very, very, very scary lineup. That is a slow curve. We've got 4 critters, K. Rool, Wario, like, oh my god, right? Like, you've got an insane power hitting lineup, and there it is. But not quite enough to leave the park here as we see the first out of week 3. K. Rool's up to bat here. We've got a very big power hitter. Like, it's crazy. All of these players on Majora's team here are a threat to knock it out of the park in any given at bat. That's a solid hit from K. Rool. That's going to land. K. Rool's pretty slow, so it's going to be a single, but it's good. Some good piece of batting right there from K. Rool. And now we got Red Critter. Oh, a star pitch. Okay. Star pitch doesn't matter. But can they buddy jump in time? Are they going to make it? I think they're going to make it. No. That's a 2-run homer for Red Critter. Okay. Yoshi and Baby Luigi are kind of fast, especially Yoshi. So I was thinking that they were going to get it, but it doesn't look like it. And we see an early 2-0 lead from Majora's team. And Toadsworth is already tired. Old guy doesn't have a lot of stamina. What he does have is a really nasty curve, as we see a swing and miss there. We're charging up. That's a nice hit right into Pianta, so good positioning from Red Pianta there. Can Toadsworth get out of this inning? If you can get Toadsworth out of this inning, that's going to be good for Gorky here. Change up. Right down the middle, but it goes through the gap. And that is a single for Blue Critter. Like, and wow, that's it for Toadsworth. The opener. But Daisy's in now. Daisy versus Wario, a matchup of all time, and Wario's gonna hit this one foul, but like that's the thing, right? You had Red Critter into K. Rool, right? And then like 3 more critters, like, or sorry, it was Green Critter into K. Rool, I believe, but ooh, it's gonna go right over Red Pianta, and that's gonna be a single for Wario. But like, look at all this power hitting. Like, okay, finally the first non-power hitter, but right after, Fire Bro. It's another good power hitter. And we see a charge, so Magikoopa really wants to channel that hitting, but Gorky gets out of the inning, only 2 runs. Pretty good. Against Majora's team, that offense is insane, so coming out with only 2 runs is a good start, I would say. K. Rool here is also another pitcher with really good fastball, coming at an angle, kind of a sidearm angle, but the stamina is also kind of low. So if Gorky can get some momentum here, unfortunately, as Yoshi hits right to Green Magikoopa. But if there's some momentum to be had here, K. Rool can be knocked out pretty early. And Majora's team has a lot of offense, but as far as pitching, you have 2 Magikoopas and K. Rool. But there's a strikeout. Wow, okay. K. Rool with the heat, getting Daisy out looking. Mario comes up here with 2 outs, nobody on base. And that's a nice single into shallow right field. And Mario's going to be on base. We have Blue Pianta here, who is a threat to hit it out of the park, especially with Mario chemistry. Opts for a slap hit, but that's down. Okay. 2 on, 2 out. And here's an early pivotal point in the game here. Blue Toad up to bat. With high trajectory hitting, anything is possible. If Toad happens to get on base, There is a red Pianta waiting in the wings here on deck. Ooh, blue Toad charges. Oh, is that out? They're not gonna make it. That's out. That's a 3-run homer for blue Toad. Wild. Oh, okay. Blue Toad go off. Okay, wow. We're seeing a lot of fireworks early on here, and K. Rool is gonna be pulled. That's it for K. Rool. Oh, I forgot Wario's on this team. Yes, Wario is also a pitcher with pretty good stamina. Opts to use a special pitch right off the bat. Special pitches, star pitches do take up a bit of stamina, so can't do that all the time. But there's a nice slap hit from Red Pianta. Going through the gap, even though Pianta's slow, yeah, that's only going to be a single. But still, good hitting from Gorky's team here. Toads were charging. Oh my god. That is going to be the end of the inning, but getting 3 runs from a situation where it was 2 out, nobody on, you take that if you're Gorky in the Mario Fireballs. Okay, second inning. Firebro going for it. Daisy pitching here, pretty solid pitcher. But that is a really good hit from Firebro, and Baby Luigi's not going to make it. That's a home run, and just like that, it's a tie game. I have a feeling we are going to see offense galore. Yoshi's just patiently waiting. He'll give you, 25 turns, but after that, he'll start to make his move. There's pitch 1 changeup that Green Magic Koopa just looks at. Another strike looking. Can Daisy finish the job here? Okay, solid at bat from Daisy there in terms of pitching. Nice bounce back after giving up the solo shot to Firebro, but now we're already back at the top of the order, and Green Critter's up here with a chance to do even more damage. That's a nice solid hit into the gap, and that's going to be a single for Green Critter. And now K. Rool's up with some chemistry here to potentially make it a 5-3 game. You never know. Like, that's the thing. On any given at bat, the first 6 hitters in this lineup, and then Firebro at the 8th spot, can do some damage, but K. Rool can also do that. If he makes good contact, that ball's gone. But the odds of K. Rool making good contact are pretty slim, and you see that right there. Okay, Toad is up to bat now, and Wario's throwing a surprising amount of changeup for Wario. I kind of think that's funny. And we get another star pitch, okay. But Toad sees right through the illusion and knocks in a base hit. Okay, good stuff from Toad. And Baby Luigi's up to bat now. Can Baby Luigi do anything? Some people think this might be the worst character in the game. Though Baby Luigi does have one really nice thing going for him, although here's a double play. Okay, Yoshi up to bat now. Wario's doing some good work here on the mound after after K. Rool gave up 3 in the first. We have our first 0-run half inning of the game. And that is a very quick charge from Red Critter. He is seeing red, and that's Red Critter's 2nd home run of the day. Okay. Really nice power hitting from Majora's team here. The question is, can Majora out-hit Gorky, is going to be the question. But we're already seeing pretty big fireworks, and only 2 innings are in the books. So it should be very interesting. And Brown Critter gets that one by Blue Pianta, and that is a single. Nice base hit from Brown Critter. And now Blue Critter. We go from Britter to Blitter, but this one is probably going to be Buddy Jump caught. Yep. and Brown Critter should make it back to first base as he does. Good defense there by the Fireballs. Okay, Daisy versus Wario. Can Daisy get the same result that Wario got? Nope. And that is another base knock for Wario. So even though this team has a lot of power hitters, they are proving that they can get some really nice base hits. They don't have to rely on the long ball here. And Red Magic Koopa here is going to set up a bunt here. That's a really nice bunt. He is going to be out, but that is second and third. 2 outs though, so no sac fly here. But if you want anybody in this situation, it's going to be Fire Bro. This has potential 3-run shot written all over it. Unless a Daisy does that. Yeah, that is a really opportune star pitch by Daisy there to clutch out a potentially sticky situation. And you got the heart of the order here for Gorky coming up. And Wario decides to go in with his own star pitch, but Daisy sees through that again. Making good contact off of Wario's star pitch, this team, but unfortunately that is an out. If you're a fan of the Fireballs. Wario versus Mario here. Can Mario? Yep, Mario gets a knock here. Now the question becomes, can Gorky's team here put some pressure on Wario? Maybe make it a tie game. That is a swing and a miss from Blue Pianta. He was looking for the fences there. Another star pitch. And that does generate bad contact. Okay. Mario with the slide when he's like 1 inch off of the base. That's insane. Better safe than sorry, I suppose. Blue Toad coming off of a 3-run shot last at bat. What do we got this time? Another. Oh my god. Blue Toad is him. Oh, this is caught. Blue Toad was so close to being him. Wow. Blue Toad just might be the GOAT. That's crazy. That does mean zeros for Gorky, but honestly, better showing that inning than last inning from the offense there. Now we got Daisy up to pitch the 4th. Pianta does not dive, and that ball trickles through, so Green Magic Koopa gets a base hit. And now Green Critter is up to bat. And knocks that changeup high into the air, but maybe a little bit too high, as Mario and Yoshi are gonna both get under that. They were ready to buddy jump, but not quite necessary there. K. Rool charges up and does line a line out. I thought that might have dropped, but line out right to Yoshi. Okay, can Gorky blank Majora here? Red Critters had a very nice offensive game. So, that's just gonna be a hit a little bit under the ball, and Yoshi is gonna make that catch. And Daisy gets out of the inning unscathed. Good pitching from Daisy, honestly. Coming in for Toadsworth after failing to make it out of the first inning, Daisy has done a good job for the Fireballs here, as we see Red Pianta come in against Wario at the bottom of the 4th. But Wario's also having a solid pitching job here. Oh, Red Critter, that goes right over Critter's head. Okay. Oh my god. Almost still got him out. That's insane. Red Pianta slow. Oh. Another star pitch. Oh, but Toadsworth making great contact. Pianta's gonna get the 3rd, even though... No, why are you going back? No, Pianta, what are you doing? Oh, that is a base running blunder for the ages. Oh, that might come back to haunt Gorky here. Wild second guessing from Red Pianta. Unfortunate. Yeah, dude, that would have been a tie game. It's insane. I think if Red Pianta just kept walking, just kept, I mean, running, but let's be real, walking to third base, he would have made it. That's crazy. Okay, well, baby Luigi, this is your time to prove the haters wrong. Ooh. Infield fly in my Mario sports game? That's insane. Uh, it's Yoshi's time here. That is a solid hit, but nice defensive play by Critter. That is a solid diving catch by Red Critter, who is having a heck of an offensive game, and right there just potentially preserved the lead here for Majora's Wario squad. So, I say Wario squad, but let's be real, it's basically K. Rool and the Critter gang, the Critter crew. But Daisy is also doing some fine work on the mound here as we get a quick first out on the first pitch here. Yeah, no, Daisy is doing a good job. Generating just enough, like, long fly balls that are just getting short of the, they're on the warning track basically. So, and we see another star pitch. Okay. Both teams' pitchers here, knowing that their opener kind of, you know, didn't go as long as they might have hoped. They're pulling out all the stops on the mound. That is going to be unfortunate for Daisy after throwing 2 star pitches in the first 2 pitches of the at-bat. Wario does get on base, and that's going to be it for Daisy. Yeah, unfortunate pitch sequence there. But Yoshi is now on the mound, which means that Daisy's going to be in center field, which also means the outfield chemistry is gone. So if Yoshi can generate the same kind of slightly weaker contact that Daisy was generating, fine. But no more buddy jumping potential, unfortunately, from Gorky's side. But Yoshi does finish the job and get an inning. Okay, after a pretty hectic start to the game, things have calmed down a little bit with both teams stepping up at the plate and in the field. But Daisy here is going to line a single, potentially a double, actually. Yeah, that's going to be a double for Daisy. Green Magic Koopa does not have a strong enough arm. And that's it for Wario, potentially. Well, we'll see. Is he going to get the chance to face Mario, or... Yeah, they're going to keep him in. And he's going to burn the rest of his stamina here on this star pitch. And it was worth it. Okay. Wow. But yeah, if you're gonna go out of the game, that's how you want to go out of a double play. And now we have Red Magic Koopa. So if you are the Fireballs right now, you want to generate enough offense so both Magic Koopas are going to be out of the game, and that's a good start. So that you force one of the critters to come in and pitch. Because despite the critters being really, really good, one thing they aren't so good at is pitching. And taking them out of the infield in particular would be very good for Gorky's team. A Toad, yeah, Blue Toad, protagonist Toad over here is gonna get first and third with 2 outs here. Yeah, Blue Toad is the protagonist of this match. Insane. Okay, can Red Pianta drive in the tying run? And potentially more. Yes, that is going to be... Oh, they missed the buddy toss. Oh, Blue Toad is going for it all the way from first base. And he made it. That is a 2-run double for Red Pianta. And a little bit of an error there from Firebro, but Toad barely beating out the tag here. And yeah, that's the thing with the Magic Koopas. Their stamina isn't that good. They might be good pitchers, but their low stamina makes them serviceable at best. That is a very good dive there by Brown Critter at shortstop, but the damage has already been done. And Gorky and the Mario Fireballs are now in the lead. going to the top of the 6. This is going to be a very tight finish. I can feel it. Now we have some green on green violence coming up. Can Yoshi or Green Magic Koopa pull through? And that is going to be a bloop single into left by Green Magic Koopa, setting up a potential go-ahead runner at the plate here. But that's 2 really nice strikes from Yoshi. Can Yoshi close it out? Slow pitch does generate just enough underhitting there. And Daisy has a pretty decent arm, so we have K. Rool at bat now. That's a good shot, but that is foul. Okay, Yoshi's doing pretty good on the mound so far. Ooh, that's gone. No buddy jump. Ooh, that barely left the park. That was a high fly ball, deep to left center, and Baby Luigi did all he could. He jumped with all his little stuffy legs, but unfortunately it was not enough, and Majora takes the lead 6-5 here at the top of the 6. And Red Critter says, I'm not going to be outdone, and gets, I believe, the 3rd homer of the day for Red Critter here. And crazy thing is if Gorky had outfield chemistry still, it's still a 4-5 ball game. And these balls are just barely leaving the park. No dive from Pianta means that Brown Critter is going to safely reach first base. And we've got some momentum here for Majora's squad. I don't think Brown Critter is going to be stealing, but Yoshi just wants to make sure. I'm surprised that Yoshi isn't really using star pitches, because we saw Daisy and Wario use a ton, especially Wario. That's going to be a bloop single in the center, yeah. Okay. First and second, 1 out for Wario. Is it going to be Wario time? Let's find out. Wario does take strike 1 looking. Oh, okay, star hit. That is going to be foul, though. Mario does not want anything to do with that bomb. Just watches that one fall. Pianta does not jump, is caught looking the other way, and Brown Critter is gonna make it home despite the laser arm from Pianta at short. Just beats out the relay at home. And I might have jinxed it. I said we were going to be in for a close finish. I mean, you never know. But we went from 4-5 to 8-5, and this is Exhibit A of Majora's team here showing off their full offensive force. Nice play by Pianta, though. Okay. Pianta does get the fireballs out of the damage range here. But the damage has been done. That is a 4-run 6th inning for the Wario muscles. But this is by no means over. Because if you can get the Magic Koopas out of stamina, you're looking at some potentially good comeback here. Tired, but still not completely out of it. Can Baby Luigi, who's already back up to bat, do something? Was thinking big, though. Brown Critter does get the dive, but Toad is too fast, so Toad is going to make second base. So we've got a runner on second and 1 out for Yoshi here. Can Yoshi bring Toad home? That is a star changeup that goes for strike 1. Yoshi takes strike 2 at the corner. Wow. Magic Koopa painting the corner, and here's a star pitch. No, Toad. Toad was not. Oof. Base running blunders. That's, I would say, the second base running blunder for Gorky's team, and that could prove costly. But Yoshi's still looking good on the mount in terms of stamina, so we are good here, and that's gonna be a second Firebro home run of the day. Didn't need to charge too much there. Didn't get all of it, but that was enough. And it is 9-5 Majora. Oh, there it is. Yoshi is getting a little tired, but the ace of this team, Mario, has still not pitched yet. But that was good out. Generating some weak contact to short. But now you've got the 6 power hitters in a row from Majora's team ready to go. And you think Mario's going to come in, though. That was a good piece of pitching from Yoshi. Yoshi is determined to finish off his day strong. Tired? What is even the definition of tired? That's not in my dictionary. And Yoshi does generate another low ball, but K. Rool does make it to first. And that's going to be it for Yoshi. The manager wanted to give Yoshi a chance to finish out the inning, but not going to take any risks here. And Mario's coming in to finish the job as Red Critter takes strike one, looking right down the middle. But Red Critter is having himself a day. I believe that is now 5 for 5, if I'm not mistaken, with 3 home runs. What an insane piece of batting from Red Critter. And had a really good dive earlier, so this is some good stuff. But, oh, no! Blue Pianta bobbled, and K. Rool's gonna go home, and he's gonna make it. A costly defensive error from Blue Pianta could have ended the inning. But he bobbled. But that bobble's only going to be worth run, as Daisy falls under that fly ball to deep center and gets out of the inning. Okay, 10-5, moving to the bottom of the 7th and the 7th inning stretch. Pretend the 7th inning stretch happened, but Green Magic Koopa is now in the game, and Daisy's didn't like what she saw there on pitch 1, even though it's right down the middle. But she will crush that curveball to deep right center. But Red Magic Koopa's under that. I mean, Gorky's team here, the Fireballs, have had some good hitting, but not quite enough to leave the park. But they've done some really good slap hitting work. What this team needs is a Pianta home run. Mario does get that one down, and that might be a double. Nope. Okay, yeah. Fireball's a good arm, so that is going to be a single, but 1 out, runner on first, Blue Pianta up the bat. And this is a strike 1. That was a good chance for Pianta. But nice patient batting from Gorky's team. Can Mario... Okay, Mario did make it back. Solid base running, solid awareness from Mario there. Captain privilege, perhaps, but you know, you gotta follow the example of your captain, and the captain did a great job there, making it back to give the protagonist Toad here a chance. And he lifts one into... Ooh, Firebro just got under that. Okay, wow. I thought that was going to drop, but Firebro got a good jump onto that liner and got under it. So we're going to the top of the 8th here. I have a feeling that Mario's probably going to be closing this one out, so... Yeah, generating a good ground ball straight to Pianta, who does not bobble at that time and gets a quick first out. Red Magic Koopa here. Another line out, and there is the Pianta play that we wanted to see before. Good diving catch from Blue Pianta, who is doing all he can to make up for his blunder last inning. Will third hit get to Pianta? No, that is a third home run for Firebro. And it's 11-5. I mean, power hitting is insane on this team. Majora drafted a phenomenal offensive squad. And Green Magikoopa here is going to see if he can follow up that spectacular piece of hitting from Fire Bro. No, Pianta, Blue Pianta gets all 3 outs. Good redemption inning for Pianta here, as we see the fellow Pianta, Red Pianta, leading off the bottom of the 8th. Okay, if you're the Fireballs, here's where you start your rally. You got to chip into that deficit here. That is weak contact, but Red Critter, what are you doing, buddy? You just watched that one go by. Uh-oh. Red Critter's like, nah, we're up by 6 runs. Just gonna let that one go. Could prove costly. Never mind. What? That throw beat the tag? No. That's insane. Can we call a video review? Can we get a replay, please? Dude, if I'm Gorky's team, I'm calling New York. I'm challenging that. That's insane. Oh my god. Okay, Red Critter redeemed himself, I guess. I guess there was really nothing to be worried about. Tactical throw. Top of the 9th here. Weak contact generated, and yeah, solid. Yeah, you want to be able to limit Majora's power here, but the power of the mask, I suppose, is too strong. And the only thing that's being masked is a future where Majora loses. As another solo shot, bombs after bombs after bombs, and it is a 12-5 lead in the top of the 9th with 1 out. Can Red Critter hit a 4th home run of the day? Would solidify his case for MVP, and there it is, yeah. Barely crosses the wall there. And that is back-to-back solo shots for Red Critter, or for Majora's team, but man, it's crazy. It was a 4-5 game not that long ago. And then all of a sudden, it's 13-5. That is just how this team can bombard you with run after run after run. They don't even need to build a rally. They just solo shot it all. And Mario Day, or Night, I suppose, but it doesn't really change. The Mario Stadium is a very good stadium choice for a power hitting team like this, because there's really nothing that like can interfere, and you have a pretty shallow stadium here as Wario drives in another run to make it 14-5. And that's the thing, right? Some of these power hitters are getting really good single hits, like base hits as well. Although both Magikoopas are kind of liabilities at the plate, but that doesn't really matter when your other 7 hitters are insane. So I think Majora did something smart by putting them in the bottom third of their lineup. Okay, you have 9 runs in the 9th inning to make up here, starting with Baby Luigi, who's going to charge. Okay, that's a base hit. Okay, the rally starts now. And Baby Luigi is moderately fast, so is Yoshi. So if Yoshi can get on base here, Daisy can do some damage. Oh, that is a swing and a miss on the curveball. Nasty curve from Green Magikoopa. Though Yoshi with a good eye taking ball. 1-1 count here. Yoshi going for it. Red Critter's gonna... That broke my brain. I don't know why, but... Red Critter does make a good defensive play, but maybe a bit overkill with that dive. Doesn't get up in time to give his fellow Critter enough time to get the double play. Which does mean Daisy's gonna be able to drive Yoshi all the way to third. Not going to test that run of Red Critter. Not going to test the arm of Red Critter, which is a good choice, I think. So, 2nd and 3rd. Daisy's leading off a little bit here. See if Mario can drive 2 runs in here. good eye to take ball 1. Anything can happen. Can we get a star pitch into a star hit, perhaps? We don't need a star hit. That is going to be out number 2, but that should be Yoshi driven home from the sack fly. Yes. They're not even going to attempt it, so yes. Okay. Green Magikoopa is tired, but that might be too little too late. But if you can get a critter in the game, in the pitching spot, anything can happen. That is a star pitch, though, which is smart. Oh, but that's going to land. Is Daisy going to get home? Yeah. Daisy's going to get home. Well, that's a good arm from... That's not going to matter. Okay. And that star pitch should mean Green Magikoopa is going to be subbed out here. That's probably the end of the day. And Daisy's going to get home uncontested, so it is 14-7. Yeah, that's it for Magikoopa. Who's coming in? One of the critters, but which one? Green critter, not an infield critter, which is unfortunate for Gorky. But can Protagonist Toad keep it going? Yeah, Protagonist Toad keeps the game going. Okay, Gorky, let's go. Oh, this has the makings of a 3-run shot. Unfortunately for the Fireballs, that is a hit right into Red Critter, and we have a 14-7 victory for Majora and the Wario Muscles. And yep, as expected, Red Critter is the MVP here. As we see a really solid day at the plate for Red Critter, Firebro, and King K. Rool, and Wario too. So yeah, very solid performance from the 2 and 3 hitters from Majora's team, and Firebro did some great work breaking up the Magikoopas there. And I want to check Gorky's team here. So yeah, Blue Pianta, Red Pianta, and Blue Toad were the stars of the show for the Mario Fireballs. Daisy had a good day on the mound, but unfortunately, when Yoshi came in, Majora pounded home run after home run after home run as the outfield chemistry for Gorky was unfortunately broken up. But that was a really exciting game 1, the first game of our triple header today. And I am very excited for the second game of our 3-game cap here. So, game 2, we have Terminals, Waluigi and DK based DK Wilds versus Jode and Kong City here. We've got, well, Kong City minus DK, I suppose. But we've got Kong representation on both sides here, and we've got Boo and King Boo. We've got two very interesting, very uniquely constructed teams here. So I am excited to see where this one ends up going. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. Game 2 between Terminal's DK Wilds and Jode's Diddy Monkeys. So after a very offensive heavy game 1, what is game 2 going to look like? We've got Boo at pitcher, and Boo is my GOAT. Boo is my favorite pitcher. He's the curveball master. He is going to generate just enough weak contact for baby DK to get under that. Funky is just strolling and taking his time there. I'm a little worried if the buddy jumping is going to work with Funky being so slow, but we've got Tiny up to bat here. Boo already generating a star. That's going to be a nice dive by Blooper, and that is a nice play. Okay, yeah, Boo is doing a good work on the mound here, and we've seen one Kong down. Can the second one No, that's a base hit. Good liner into center by Dixie here. Okay, Boo versus DK. Can DK punch this one out of the park? Or is Boo gonna get out of the inning with the scoreless top of the first? Because if DK gets on base, PD Piranha is a very scary batter to face here. Boo is kind of pitching like around DK here. That is 3 balls. They're in danger of a walk. Ooh, this might be caught. No, too high. DK hits that one very high and fast enough that Funky does not get there in time, literally a millisecond earlier, and Diddy would have caught that, but as it stands, solid piece of hitting from DK, and the legend of Boo the pitcher will have to wait another day here. That is a solid slap by PD, and Funky is gonna get run over by the train, and that is back-to-back home runs for the 2 power hitters of the squad. That is an early 3-0 lead for the DK Wilds. All 3 runs coming with 2 outs on the board. So very clutch hitting from Terminal's team here. We've got a Waluigi charge hit with, I think, the worst charge hit power in the entire game. Oh, that was an early jump from Boomerang Bro, but guy has hops, and that is the end of the inning. But Terminal's Wilds take a 3-0 lead. Okay, so Blooper, who made the really nice play at third earlier, gets to lead off here, and immediately hits a grounder to short. And that is out number 1. Waluigi, 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start on the mound. Wiggler takes strike 1 looking, but Wiggler is a threat, and DK just misses getting run over by the train here. And that is quickly 2 outs, nobody on. With King Boo at the plate, who is a threat. That's gonna curve foul. Oh, that was so close. Wow. Okay, King Boo hits this one deep to center field, but Dixie is going to get under it. And despite solid contact there from King Boo, it is a scoreless bottom of the first for the Diddy Monkeys. Okay, we've got a Koopa heavy middle of the lineup here for Terminal's team, and Boomerang Bro shows why he's the master of the boomerang there, getting a really nice grab at short to get the first out. I love the bros at short. Like, it's insane how big their catch radius is with their boomerang fire hammer catches. Boo's already tired? Oh. Okay. That is faster than I expected. Can Boo make it out of the second inning? Yeah, that might be a double play. Grounded to third, blooper, wiggler, yep. Really nice double play by Boo, generating that nice grounder. We've seen a lot more grounders in this game already, compared to the first game, right? And now, Boo is up to bat. Waluigi says, I'm going to show you who the real pitcher is. But Boo knocks a really nice single and gets piped up right to DK's glove. But that is a really nice, solid piece of hitting there by Boo, with Yellow Magic Koopa at the plate here. Green Paratroopa just times the jump wrong, but gets Boo at second. I think Boo thought that was going to be caught. So honestly, Boo gets punished for smart base running. But that is 1 out. That is going to squeak by. That's going to trickle through the middle of the field, and that is going to be first and second. with 1 out for the captain of the team here, Diddy Kong, to see if they can chip into that 3-0 deficit they've got right now. That's a super unfortunate double play. I was going to say that was a solid piece of hitting, but Boomerang Bro runs once again. Shows us why he's the wizard at shortstop. With a really solid catch, catching even the opposing team off guard. They didn't think he was catching that. Hammer Bro gets a really solid shot to center, but I think barring... No! The train! No! That was so gonna be caught. Funky and Diddy made it in time. They were so ready to buddy jump, but the train was like, nah. Crazy work by the Pink Yoshi train, and that is a solo shot for Hammer Bro. And that Boo's day is over. We got the captain Diddy Kong here in the pitch now. So let's see if Diddy Kong can keep the reins on this offense here. Does generate a solid weak liner right to Wiggler. And that is quickly 1 out. Diddy versus Dixie here. But Dixie with a good eye takes 2 balls. The count is 2-0 here. Counts 3-0. Are we going to see the fabled Mario Sluggers walk? Dixie is looking for the right time to swing here. She's charging. Wiggler dives too early. Just mistimed the hit there on the power. And Dixie squeaks that by and gets on the first base. Can DK punish Wiggler's early dive? To be fair, I don't know how Wiggler controls that body of his, but that is a really nice double play to end the inning. Yeah, can't really be too tough on Wiggler, because how are you diving with like segmented bodies? Like that seems pretty difficult. Funky comes in all cool on the surfboard here. And he knocks a really nice fly ball that's gonna land. And that's a single for the cool guy himself. Baby DK here with his banana. Takes strike 1 looking. Paratroopa flying, unable to reach down low enough to grab that grounder, and it is first and second, nobody out. And that is a fastball changeup right down the middle. That caught blooper looking. Oh no, that's a double play. That's a triple play. No. Oh my god. Boomerang Bro is the MVP. I don't care if he goes like grounds out like every other at bat. That's insane. Just the defensive value that Boomerang Bro has brought to the table has already been worth like... My guy is like a 5 WAR player. It's insane. Crazy. Pay this man like 40 million a year. That is a big hack from Waluigi, who's charging up, but Diddy also generates weak contact, but that's gonna drop. Wiggler, what are you doing? Okay, Wiggler does literally just make up for that by just sitting there and having the ball come to him. But yeah, honestly, we are seeing defensive masterclasses here from both sides. Oh, I think I've been getting Boomerang Bro and Fire Bro or Hammer Bro mixed up, but that's a really nice hit from Wiggler. That is gonna be caught though by Diddy Kong, or sorry, Dixie Kong. Solid piece of hitting by Wiggler, but unfortunately, just not enough juice to be able to squeak it by the outfield there. King Boo up to bat now. 1 out, nobody on. Take strike 1 looking from Waluigi, who's doing some solid work on the mound, and Paratroopa is able to catch that for out number 2. We have Boo up now to plate, who is 1 for 1 on the day. But unfortunately hits that right into Hammerbro to end the inning. Okay, we've got Greenbones, Magikoopa, and I think Hammerbro up to bat this inning. So let's see. Okay, that's a really solid hit from Greenbones. Is that gonna be gone? I think whoever's in center field was getting blocked by the pipe. Like, I want to see the replay. Like, I mean, there's no chemistry there anyway, but it's a really solid shot to left field, and that's a homer for Green Drybones, and it is 5-0. But honestly, in Mario Sluggers, like, you are limiting your opponent to 1 run an inning. You're doing a good job, I think. Like, offense is insane. Wiggler reaches out there to grab that soft hit there to second base. But Hammer Bros is here, who takes that strike one looking from Diddy Kong. That's a really nice line drive that's going to go right over Boomerang Bro's head, and that is going to be a single. It would have been a double if that train came just a second sooner. But Funky Kong does get rid of the ball in time. Tiny Kong with a drive to center field. But it's going to be caught by Funky. And that is out number 2. Apologies for a second. Okay, Diddy Kong here is going to use another star pitch. I'm worried he might get tired pretty soon, but you got to limit the damage, right? That is weak contact right to where I will say Wiggler's pretty tall, right? So you can't really bloop too many things over his head. So Wiggler with a solid piece of defensive bounce back there, and it is 5-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. Besides the first inning though, like, this has been a pretty tight defensive game, and if that triple play didn't happen, we'd be looking at a very close game, I think. But here's Boomerang Bro. He's gonna charge up on that, but does let that star pitch pass for strike 1. That's a really solid line drive in the center. That is gonna drop, and that is somehow a single, despite Boomer Bro being so slow. Diddy Kong here is gonna see if he can generate a rally here. If Diddy gets on base, Funky's up next. That's a really nice dive by Paratroopa, but Boomerang Bro makes it back in time. Really solid dive there from Green Paratroopa. There's the defense we wanted to see from him. But Funky's up. Can't ignore Funky. You gotta put some respect on his name. He is a homer threat. And he's charging. He's going. That is a high fly ball. The train's not gonna come. Dixie's under it, and that is the end of the 5th inning. Okay. And for Terminal's DK Wilds here, you got DK, Petey, and Waluigi up to bat. This is a very dangerous heart of the order here. Can Diddy Kong navigate it? The answer is no. Immediately DK launches that thing way out of the park, and it is 6-0. That is DK's 2nd home run of the day, I believe. So the captain putting in a lot of work, showing Diddy who the best Kong is so far. But Diddy's still in here, and generates a grounder that Wiggler is not going to reach. Okay, Diddy's determined to finish this one out. Finish this inning out. Waluigi shows bunt, but pulls up at the last second. Strike 1. Another bunt. And what? He pulled back again. Strikeout. Insane strikeout from Diddy Kong. I don't know what Waluigi was doing, but that is a benchable offense by Waluigi. Diddy Kong generates really weak contact. This is double play written all over it. And Paratroopa is not fast enough to beat out the throw to first, and despite giving up the leadoff homer to Donkey Kong, Diddy clutches up and finishes the inning very strong. It is 6-0, but you've got 4 innings to work with here. Oh, the bubble! Baby DK's gonna get through to first based off of the error from Green Paratroopa, who had one nice play, but has been kind of suspect defensively otherwise. But that was a really nice play by Green Drybones, catching that ball despite it being hit very hard. And that is a really nice play from Hammer Bro, jumping and immediately getting that fast throw to first base. And just like that, the Monkeys are blanked again. Are we going to see a shutout? Diddy Kong's going to start the 7th. Okay. Green Drybones, who hit a home run last time. Let's see what he can do. He knocks a liner right to Funky Kong, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Diddy Kong's hanging on for dear life, but he's still in here. He's gone after this batter, but he made the pitch count. There it is. Yep. And with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, Diddy Kong is going to be replaced by Yellow Magikoopa, who throws a very slow curveball for strike 1. Hammer Bro with a good eye there. Another good take, and it's suddenly a 2-0 count. Yellow Magikoopa, you gotta throw a strike here. He does, but that drops right in front of Funky, and that is going to be a 2-out single with Tiny up to bat here. That is a very slow fastball for a strike, hitting the edge of the plate there. Nice changeup. That Tiny hits fly ball into center field, but Funky's under that, and that is going to be the end of the top of the 7th. Good stuff. Okay, leading off the bottom of the 7th for Jode's Monkeys is King Boo, who sneaks it by Green Paratroopa for a single. Okay. And now we've got Baby Boo himself here, who's gonna charge. Boo is a threat though. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, unlike his shots. And that his hit twisted just enough to escape Boomerang Bro. Or Hammer Bro, excuse me. And now it's first and second, nobody out. Here's the chance. No. Another double play. Magikoopa, the hitting liabilities. No. Okay, but Boomerang Bro is going to hit this one out of the park, I believe. Waluigi with some insane pitching work on the mound. He doesn't have a ton of stamina, but he has survived to the 7th inning, which is very, very nice for... If you're terminal, you've got to be insanely happy with that pitching performance. This is going to land, though. Boo's going to go to 3rd. So it's 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. So Diddy Kong, the captain here, has a chance to get the rally started. Can he do it? That's going to fall. That's going to be the first run of the day for the Monkeys, and it is a 6-1 game. Boo makes it home. Yeah, okay. Your starting pitcher scoring the first run. And there it is. Waluigi is tired. But Funky, you have the chance to make this a very close game. It's 6-1, but there's 2 on 2 out. And you have a power hitter at the plate here, but it's quickly an 0-2 count. Can Waluigi finish it? That's a changeup. That's going to fall. Its base is loaded. Wait, whoa. Oh my god. Boomerang Bro was trying to go for home. Oh no, that's it. Waluigi's day is done after a very solid, an extremely solid 6 2/3 from Waluigi. Can DK finish it? And DK gets the pitch 1 ground out to baby DK. I guess DK would know about his baby's self, so he would know exactly where to pitch, right? So Jode's team only gets 1 run out of that, but 1 run is better than 0. So now if you are the Monkeys, you need yellow Magic Koopa here to clutch up and get a 0. And that's 1 out very quickly. So that's a very nice job generating some weak contact. But now you've got DK, who is 2 home runs on the day, looking for a third, and that is a meatball right down the middle that is going to... Funky ran into the train 2 times. That's insane. Poor Funky Kong getting absolutely, like, bullied by this train today. A really unfortunate day at work for Funky. But for DK, a very good day at the office. That's the 3rd home run of the day for the monkey himself. Although he's not on the monkeys. So Magic Koopa and the monkeys want to limit the damage here, and Petey is just going to fall short. No train abuse this time. Just barely avoids getting hit by the train there. So 2 outs, nobody on for Waluigi, who had a magnificent day at the plate. Hasn't really contributed too much at the... Or sorry, has a magnificent day at the mound, but has not really contributed much at the plate, and grounds out to short there. So the bottom of the 8th now, the Diddy Monkeys do have Blooper, who can slap, and then Wiggler and King Boo at the plate. That didn't touch the ground. That is a quick line out to Green Drybones, who has had 2 magnificent catches on lineouts. So if you're Jode here, you want Wiggler to get on base, and even better, just hit a home run. Okay, 6-2. Nice solo shot to deep center field. And just like that, Power's king, and yeah. Wiggler makes it a 4-run game. Sorry, 5-run game. Nobody ever accused me of being good at math. King Boo at the plate now, who is also a threat to hit a home run at any given moment. And it's hard to buddy jump Boo's because he kind of hits lower and harder than some of the other power characters, so there should be less time in theory. That was a highly unnecessary hammer throw, but that does get the 2nd out. Because King Boo is not the fastest character in the world, but Boo is up to bat now, who's had a very solid day at the plate. And hits the wall, and that is going to be a deep single to left field. Can a Magic Koopa please hit the ball? Yes, right over Paratroopa's head, and it is 1st and 2nd, 2 outs for Boomerang Bro. Oh, this is exactly who you want on base right now. Okay, Boomerang Bro has the chance to make this a much closer game. That is a changeup that Boomerang Bro is going to annihilate, but Tiny lines out right to Tiny in right field. So they do get 1 run back. It is a 7-2 game going to the top of the 9th. We've got the bottom 3rd here of the Wilds lineup. But Green Paratroopa with a solid liner to center field, and that is 1 on, no out for Green Drybones, who does have a homer this game, so the deep ball potential is there. As he takes ball 1, he's charging up. That's a really nice liner. Funky's going to get there, though, and that is 1 out and 1 on. Paratroopa returns to 1st. And we have Blue Magic Koopa here. Madge on Madge violence. Good take, though. It's a really nice eye. Wouldn't expect anything else from a wizard, though. That's a weak blooper, but it's going to fall to shallow center field. And that is 1st and 2nd with only 1 out. And Hammer Bro up to bat. Just like before, Hammer Bro, Boomerang Bro, these guys are a threat to knock it out of the park in any moment. So what will happen? Magic Koopa is pitching very carefully around this. Does not want to give anything right down the middle. Though that curved right down the middle, and it is a 2-2 count. Yeah, Magic Koopa with an insane strikeout. That's huge. Great work of pitching from Magikoopa, yellow Magikoopa, to not put anything in the middle of the plate. Does leave that one kind of in the middle for Tiny, but Funky's going to get there, and that is potentially the last time we will see the Wilds line up today. We need 5 runs from the Diddy Monkeys to get this one in the extra innings. I think it's possible. I do think it's possible. This is a good offense with some good hitters that are up to bat. That is unfortunately pitch 1, direct line out to second base. And just like that, you got 2 outs left for Funky, who does line that one to center field. That's going to drop. Okay. Baby DK has not really done anything at the plate except getting on base due to a bobble, and this might be the end of the game. Ooh, Baby DK, not the greatest showing in the world. And Terminal gets a week 3 win here, 7-2. Very nice defensive game all around from both squads, honestly. Had some really nice defensive plays. But in the end, DK's power was too much to overcome, as, you know, PD was pretty limited, solo homer aside, right? Green Dry Bone solo homer. Hammer Bro did some good hitting, right? But DK, very far and away the best player today on the at the plate. On the mound, Waluigi, fantastic work on the mound. Limited the opposing offense just enough for the Wilds to pull out a 7-2 relatively low scoring win, right? For the Monkeys, yeah, pretty good defense, honestly. But you do want to see a little more from your big stars, right? Like Funky and Boomerang Bro and King Boo and Wiggler. You want to see a little more from those guys at the plate, so hopefully they can bounce back for week 4. Okay, so we have our final game of the triple header. We have a nightcap that's going to be played in the day, I believe, between my team and Nala's team. So let's get right to it. So Nala has a Bowser Jr. Birdo, very interesting, very scary squad that is 0-2, but I have a feeling they might pick up their first win. And then you have my team, a defensive-oriented, Peach-led team. So, who's going to come out of the final game of our triple header with a W? Let's find out if I can actually get this to work. Weird. There seems to be some technical difficulties with this Nintendo Wii, so let's try this again. Whoops. Wrong button. But the Nintendo Wii has been fixed, so all has been as it has been foretold. Okay, so let's get the show on the road. The JK41 Monarchs and the Nala Monsters are going to be going at it here in Mario Stadium, so we finish where we started here. As we see Luigi on the mound to start off for my team, and Montimo leading off for Nala, as Luigi throws ball 1 for the first pitch of the night. Montimo grounds out right to Yoshi, who does have chemistry despite the weaker arm, and gets the first out. And now we have Gray Shy Guy coming up to plate, who takes strike 1 down the middle. Okay, looking for that charge. Nice piece of slap, but Baby Daisy catches that. Oh my god. Despite being tiny, and that ball literally being overhead. She dove and got that. Crazy work from Baby Daisy. Okay. Uh, Birdo's charging up. She takes a strike at the edge of the corner. The edge of the corner, edge of the plate. Oh, that's a changeup right down the middle. But Birdo looks at it. 2 strikes. Can Luigi finish the job? Yoshi is not going to use his tongue catch. And that falls right down the middle for a single. And now Bowser Jr.'s up. This is a little scary. He's a home run threat. And Bowser, his dad, right behind him also is, of course, a home run threat. So Luigi, if you are a fan of JK's team, you want to see the end of the inning come, but that is not going to happen. It is now first and second, 2 outs, with the deadliest hitter in the game at the plate, Bowser, who takes strike 1 down the middle. Okay, Luigi. Bowser hits this. Can Toad make it? Can Toad make it? Ooh. Pianta gets the buddy jump and escapes the inning. Barely making it in time. Toad is just fast enough in center field there to make it to Pianta. But good work, a good piece of hitting from Nala's team with 2 outs. Nobody on to make it potentially a 3-0 lead for them. But now we go to the bottom of the first, and Bowser Jr. leads off pitching, and Monty is going to let that one fall above him, and Luigi gets a first pitch single. And now Green Noki is up to bat. Takes a big hack at it. One 0 count. Nice double play from Gray Shy Guy there to back up and catch that Noki hit. Okay, Pianta's up now. Yellow Pianta. Having chemistry with both Noki and Toad. He's gonna take Bowser Jr.'s start pitch to shallow right, and that's gonna be a single with Yellow Toad up to bat, who slaps this one into shallow right. So we have 2 back-to-back shallow right hits, and it is suddenly just like Nala before in the top of the inning. First and second, 2 outs from nobody on 2 outs. And Peach has a chance as the captain to drive in the first run of the game, who's charging up for a hit and takes strike 1. She slaps this one right to Gray Shy Guy, and 0s in the first inning. So now we have, I believe, blue dry bones? Yes. Leading off the second here. And that is a nice hit. Can Toad make it? That's Toad's too slow. That's a home run. Yep. Nice. Okay. That is a nice shot to left field for blue dry bones, and it is 1-0 Monsters. Toad did all he could, but just a second too late. Yeah, those corner outfield shots are crazy because the center fielder has to run so far. Red Koopa up the bat now. And Luigi generates a ground ball to second base, and that is a quick out number 1 after the leadoff homer. Now Red Koopa into Red Paratroopa, and that is another nice play by Baby Daisy, who is showing off her defensive chops. Despite being one of the smallest players on the field, she is showing that her defense is bigger than anybody else's right now. As we see Paragoomba in the 9 hole. Taking a strike 1, so it's a 1-1 count. Slaps that changeup right to Yoshi, and the Monarchs escape with only 1 run against. The Monarchs do have the daycare rounding out the bottom third of their lineup, so I wouldn't expect too much as a really nice dive from Gray Guy. Gets the first out. The second base play has been phenomenal so far from both sides. Baby Peach, 1 out, nobody on. Can Baby Peach get something going here for the Monarchs? No, because there's a weak hit right to Bowser at third base, who has a cannon of an arm, by the way, so it wouldn't have even mattered if it was a ground out. Baby Daisy charging. Another charge from Baby Daisy, and she's going to get a liner right to red Paratroopa. That is going to be the end of the second. Very nice 1-2-3 from Bowser Jr. So, we started with a very high-scoring game in the early going. We started with a medium-ish scoring game, and now so far it looks like defense is going to be the name of the game as Baby Daisy gets another credited out. The number 2 hitter, gray guy, is up the bat here. Luigi is the green guy. That's a really nice hit. No, wow. Yellow Pianta gets a good jump on that. Good read on the ball and gets his glove under it. So that is quick. 2 quick outs for Luigi here. That's foul from Birdo, but that is a nice piece of hitting. Just a little late. That's a really nice hit into the gap. And Birdo is on base with a 2-out single. And same as last time where the Nala monsters generated some offense, you got Bowser Jr. is going to slap that into shallow center. That's first and second. With 2 outs again for Bowser. Can the buddy jump? You know Bowser's hitting this. So the question is, can the buddy jump work? Luigi is making sure to kind of paint the corners here. That's down the middle. Can Toad make it in time? I think that's too high. And that's a 3-run shot for Bowser. And it is a 4-0 game. That's what Bowser can do to you. That's why I'm surprised this team is 0-2. Because Bowser generates runs by himself, basically, like anytime he's up at the plate. And you're seeing how dangerous this lineup can be, despite it being an 0-2 lineup. The 4-month hiatus maybe did them some good to clear their minds, and you've got Bowser leading his team to a 4-0. Top of the third inning lead as Luigi tries to dissuade blue dry bones from leading. That's gonna fall into left field, and the 2-out rally is very strong here. After getting 2 quick outs, Luigi's maybe a little rattled right now. Just don't hit him with a dark move or a bug move or a ghost move, you know. And that's gonna mercifully end to the top of the third. A line out to Toad in center field is going to give the Monsters a 4-0 lead heading into the bottom of the third here. As we see Baby Mario coming up to bat. If he gets 1 single this game, I'll be thrilled. Well, there it is. Baby Mario, a first pitch base hit to center field. And now Luigi's charging up for something. That is a sliced ball. That's going to be gone. Luigi did not really get all of that. But in Mario Stadium, where the stadium is small in the corners, that's all you really need. You just need a little bit of that power. And despite Paragoomba being fast, not fast enough, and Luigi kind of makes up the pitching, provides his own runs. Call him Mario Otani or something, or Luigi, I don't know, whatever. Two-way player. Find a funny nickname for him, but Bowser Jr. was able to come back nicely there and get a ground out, but Yellow Pianta does get on base. So 1 out, 1 on for Peach, or for Toad. If Toad can get on base here, that would be very nice for the Monarchs. Does take strike 1 looking, but that was beautifully painted on the corner. Toad does hit this one, and it's going to go over Monty's head. Okay, 2 on, 1 out. Same situation that Peach was in last time, except there's only 1 out. So Peach just needs to bloop this in. She just needs to get this in play and not a double play. She's going to charge. That is going to be caught, but it was deep enough so the runners can make it back. And this is a very clutch time for Yoshi here. Yoshi, I believe, went hitless in the first 2 games of the season. So did the 4-month break do him some good? Can Yoshi get a hit to potentially bring this to a 1-run game? Yeah, that squeaks right past Monty Mole. That is not going to inspire any confidence, but that is a hit. And Yoshi might be able to break out of his mental funk there. Now Baby Peach is going to charge as she watches strike one. This could be an early game defining moment. Baby Peach makes good contact off of the star pitch, but that is going to end the inning. As Bowser Jr. escapes a bases loaded jam. But the Monarchs do get 2 runs on the board. So it is 4-2 heading into the top of the 4th, with Paragoomba and Monty Mole heading up the rear of this lineup here. But they can still do stuff, as you see there. Paragoomba, pitch 1 hit down the middle. And very quickly it's 1 on, no out for Monty Mole. No, Yoshi, what are you doing? Oh my god, Yoshi is throwing. Yoshi's still not in the game, man. Yoshi was like, yeah, I got my first hit of the season, so I can just stop playing defense, I guess. And Shy Guy is going to knock that into center field, and Paragoomba is going to go home. No! Toad missed it! That's going to be a double from Gray Shy Guy, driving in the 5th run of the day for Nala's Monsters. A little bit of miscommunication in center field. Gets that run in, and Luigi's starting to show some fatigue. Can he finish the inning? 0 outs, 2nd and 3rd. And Birdo opts to star hit, but Monty Mole goes back to 3rd, but he's gonna make it. Weird base running. As you see Monty Mole go back to 3rd and then start running again, but he barely makes it home as Peach just kind of just nonchalantly stands up there. And Luigi's day is over. Peach comes in. The captain is going to do it herself. 0 outs, 1st and 2nd. Can Peach get out of this jam? No, Yoshi! Oh my god, that would have been like a double play. Potentially triple. That is a game-defining moment. Because now Bowser's up and this could be a grand slam. Oh, Toad catches that, and Shy Guy does not go home. Opts to stay at 3rd. That is a huge out for the Monarchs. Blue Dry Bones takes strike 1 looking there. What a nice curveball from Peach. Okay, star pitch. Can she generate some bad contact? Well, yes, but it's foul. Okay, Peach would love a strikeout. She goes for the 2nd star pitch. Yoshi! Oh, that is... Yoshi is having a nightmarish couple innings here at short. And Baby Daisy does not get there in time, and that's going to dribble through. And it is suddenly an 8-2 game in the top of the 4th. The offense is coming full force for Nala's team here. The Monsters living up to their name. And that's going to be a line out to Pianta, so it is 2 outs, but it is bases loaded. And Paragoomba is back up to bat in this inning, so they've gone through the order. Oh, that is a nice grab from Baby Daisy. Baby Daisy is gonna let the Monarchs get out of that rough spot, but the damage may have already been done. It is 8-2, and the Monarchs have not really scored very many runs all season. So, if you are a Monsters fan, you are probably thrilled at the score right now, because the Monarchs may not be able to come back and score 8 runs, though Baby Daisy is gonna go to 2nd base as Red Paracupa just, like, watches that? Kind of just go past him. Bowser Jr. showing a little fatigue here. Can Baby Mario punish that? Monty Mole's gonna let that one slip by. Okay, runners at the corners and nobody out for Luigi. Luigi, it's your time to shine. Can you hit another bomb? I think the Monarchs are really looking to Luigi for some offense here. But it is quickly an 0-2 count, and Bowser Jr. is not going to star pitch, and Luigi's going to bloop that, and that is going to drive in Baby Daisy. Okay. The Monarchs showing some life. JK41's team is showing some life here. Getting a little rally going. And Bowser Jr. is going to go out, but that does mean Bowser's coming in. No. Birdo's coming in. The really nice thing about Nala's team, Nala's Monsters, Bowser and Birdo are both fantastic pitchers, as Birdo immediately generates a double play. Yellow Pianta still has the opportunity to do some damage here. That is going to be a weak pop-up to left field, and that will end the inning, but considering it was, you know, first and second, nobody out, after scoring that first run, a little bit of a disappointing result for the Monarchs, but they will take one run and lower the deficit to 5 runs, and that is another Monty Mole grounder to Yoshi, who doesn't bobble that one. Gray Guy coming up to bat after a really nice double, driving in a couple runs before. Let's see what he can do this time. He does hit that solidly to left field, but Pianta is going to be able to make the catch with the help of Yellow Toad. But that is a solid piece of hitting from Gray Guy, who is having a pretty good game for himself as a role player, making his name known to the league. That is a changeup right down the middle that Birdo takes for strike 1. And Peach is going to quickly let Birdo hit a home run right down the middle. Unfortunately, Yellow Pianta not fast enough to get there in time, and Birdo crushes that to center field, and it hits the scoreboard, and it is all of a sudden a 9-3 game. The run that they were able to get back last inning immediately made back up by Nala, and Peach is tired, and Junior is up to bat and knocks one in for a single. Nice base hit. And Nala's team is coming out of full force, and that is going to be the end of Peach's night. Who's coming to pitch? Baby Peach comes to bat now, or to pitch I should say, which means that Peach is in the outfield, which means outfield chemistry still exists, because Peach and Toad do chemistry. So that is, if you're a Monarchs fan, that is good news. So anything hit to right field can still be buddy jumped. Oh, that's a weak hit from Bowser. Okay, Baby Peach getting the Monarchs out of the inning, but a run has been scored. Okay. We got 5 more innings here to make up 6 runs. Very possible. That's going to be a soft fly ball that is caught. I thought that had a chance to drop, but Paratroopa is fast. There's Monty Mole's first defensive assist of the game there. And it's very quickly 2 outs. Birdo doing some good pitching here. Can Yoshi get this one? Yeah, Yoshi's going to get his second hit of the season today. Okay. Can we get a 2-out rally going? Probably not with Baby Peach and Baby Daisy. But Baby Peach is going to bloop that into shallow center, and that's going to be first and second. And Yoshi is fast. Okay, you just need 2 more singles here. If you're the Monarchs, well, Baby Daisy thinks otherwise. She's going for the fences. Complete whiff there from Baby Daisy. And that's going to mercifully end the inning after a very quick rally has been shut down. With good second base play there from Gray Guy, and it is going to be the top of the 6th, and a 6-run lead for Nala's Monsters. Baby Peach up to bat. That is a very early charge from Blue Dry Bones, but he does take ball 1. Nice fastball. Oh, Yoshi jumped early, and that's gonna fall into left field. I definitely know my lefts and rights. Red Koopa now. With the chemistry line going, this is going to be a good inning for Nala potentially. Yeah, that's 2 on, no outs. Crazy. Okay, you've got red paratrooper here, who's gonna charge really early, and that is going to be just short. Toad makes the catch, and Drybones thought about going to third, but thinks again and retreats back to second base. Okay, Baby Peach is getting these guys to charge early, and that's gonna probably be the end of the inning. No! Yoshi took so much time to get that out of his tongue. I don't even know how to say that, but yeah. Took too much time catching that ball, and Monty Mole, oh, nice catch by Noki, and even though there was a weak arm, that was just enough to catch Monty Mole, and disaster has been prevented for the Monarchs, and it is a scoreless 6th frame. Baby Mario leads off, but if he can get on base, that is going to go by Monty Mole. Monty Mole having a really rough showing in short. And this brings Luigi to the plate, who can potentially make something happen. He does take a really nice strike one down the middle. And he takes another pitch that was in a good position to be hit. He does hit that one though, and he makes it count when he swings. And that is going to be first and second. No outs for Noki, who hit into a double play last time. If you are the Monarchs, you do not want to see that happen. You want Noki to get this in play. That might fall. Nope. Was Luigi going to make it? No! A surprise arm from Red Paratroopa means that it's 2 outs now, thanks to that really nice double play and a little bit of a gaff from Luigi. That's going to drop, and Baby Luigi might be able to go home. Yeah. Yep. That is still 1 run generated, but if you are the Monarchs, you would have loved Luigi to be on base there. Well, more than that, you would have loved it to be 1 out and not 2 out. Or 1 out and not 2 outs. But Toad is up to bat here, and if Toad can get on base, Peach can do something. Toad watches an amazing opportunity right down the middle. Does bloop this one though into shallow center, and it is. I feel like I keep saying this a lot this game, but it is first and second, 2 outs for Peach, who does have the opportunity to star pitch, or star hit I should say. But Montimo finally makes a good play in short, and Birdo escapes the inning with minimal damage done. I just realized 19 hits and 17 hits, so it's kind of interesting, right? Both teams have a kind of similar number of hits, but Nala's team just has a little bit more power. Well, actually a lot more power, and you can see that power difference resembled in the score. Green guy is going to... Not green guy, I keep saying green. Gray guy is going to fall victim to a good catch from Yoshi, who makes up for his defensive gaff. I wouldn't say makes up for it, but at least makes a good play there. And Baby Peach gets a decent curve there that catches the plate for strike 1. But it's a 1-1 count now. Birdo is dead set on pitch and getting a slap charge hit, and that Toad is... Peach, what are you doing? Wait. What? Okay, first I thought that was out of the park, and then Peach just kind of let that hit her head. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure Peach is supposed to have like insanely good fielding. Peach bobble is like the craziest thing to happen, and no! Oh my god. Watching my team have like a bajillion errors is killing me. The inning should be over, but instead we have runners at the corners with 1 out. And that is a right... Oh my god! Yoshi! Okay, that was actually a really good play by Yoshi. Probably the expected results, given everything that happened that inning. 0 in the top of 7th, but the way we got there was very crazy. Yoshi is going for the fences. Okay, and gets faked out by Birdo's star pitch. Though, Birdo has no stars while the Monarchs have all 5 of their stars, and they have just opted not to use it. That's gonna squeak through though. And Yoshi has a 3-hit night. I would say none of the hits were particularly strong hits, but that is still 3 hits nonetheless, and Yoshi was going to feel a lot better about his batting average coming out of this game. Baby Peach lines right into Grey Guy, and a bad base running from Yoshi means that it is quickly 2 outs. That is an early jump from Grey Guy, and Daisy might be able to get to second base. Nope, not going to test. After seeing Paratroop have a good arm before, she's not going to test that. Now, this is the 9-hitter, right? Baby Luigi, Baby Mario. If Baby Mario can get on base, he can't. But the Monarchs do have their best hitters coming up to bat. So, in the 8th inning, they are going to need to get some scoring if they want any chance at winning this game. Okay, Baby Peach is going to see Dry Bones get a good hack at it, but it is going to be just short. And Yoshi comes all the way from short to like deep left field to try and assist there. Very interesting play. Okay, Nala's team is becoming very charge happy, and Noki just has just enough of an arm there to get Koopa out. Quickly 2 outs. Baby Peach is doing a very good job pitching, coming in for Luigi and the older Peach, and has managed to kind of shut down Nala's offense here. Even though they see the baby on the mound and they are ready to hit everything out of the park. That being said, she's kind of getting tired, so the Monarchs are going to need to find maybe one more pitcher, unless a Peach can clutch this. That's a bloop single. Okay. Can Peach stay in? Baby Peach, can she stay in for one more? Yeah. Monty Mole, who's had a generally rough day on both the plate and the field. Can Monty Mole do something? No. No! Yoshi, what are you doing? Wait. What? Paragoomba got greedy. Yoshi's made like 3 errors today, I'm pretty sure. Like actually, right? Like I'm not counting wrong. That's like the 3rd error. Yoshi might have to be benched after whatever the heck we're witnessing. This is crazy. Luigi? That is just going to be foul. And now Birdo has a star, so if Birdo chooses to, she does not choose to star pitch, and Luigi's going to punish that decision with a single to shallow right field. And if you're the Monarchs, that's exactly what you want to see. Luigi's on base. Now Noki watches a very hittable strike one right down the middle, but does make contact with this one, and Luigi's head is not in the game, and he's gonna get caught getting greedy trying to go to second, and is very quickly 2 outs again. Yellow Pianta does knock this one in center. Yellow Pianta, who has had a pretty good game, knocks that one into right field. Unfortunately, Luigi keeps making base running errors in front of him, so Toad dangerously close to getting hit by that one, but does take strike one. Bloops this one, it's gonna drop. Toad is also kind of having a good game. Not a lot of power, but is unlike Blue Toad in the second game, or first game, not really charging, but is getting a lot of hits to fall in center field. Peach here, 2 outs. You want to see Peach get a hit, and that is like the 3rd time she's hit directly to Shy Guy. Insane. Okay. The Monsters have one more chance to pad their lead in run differential, and Baby Peach is going to start the top of the 9th and use a star pitch immediately to get a strike. And Yoshi does not bobble this one and gets Grey Guy out, but that might be the end of the day for Peach. It is. Baby Peach has done very well for the Monarchs, and Yellow Pianta comes in. Chemistry is still in the outfield, surprisingly, as Baby Peach was started in right, pitched, and now is in left field. And Pianta is going to generate a nice ground out there. Okay, Bowser Jr. Can he get a hit so Bowser can come in and maybe do some damage? That barely caught the edge of the plate. That is a nice pitch from Yellow Pianta. That is another magnificent pitch from Yellow Pianta. That time he does go right down the middle, and Yoshi takes advantage of that. Okay, so Yellow Pianta manages to get the last couple outs there after Baby Peach did a pretty good job, and the Monarchs have 3 more outs. Unfortunately, if you are a Monarchs fan, you are looking at the bottom of the lineup starting off the innings, so you really need them to generate some hits, but that's very quickly going to be 1 out. Because now you have 3 babies coming up to bat. Maybe the Monarchs should probably break up their batting order next time, right? Have some power hitters in the back so you don't have a bunch of babies back. Yeah, because it's very quickly 2 outs, right? Okay, so everything is riding on Baby Daisy, who's had a good game. She does charge here. And all 5 stars, there is a potential to use star hits here, and that's gonna be the end of the game. Nala's Monsters holding on for a 9-4 victory against JK41's Monarchs. So yeah, that is going to close out the triple header, and a very nice triple header today. And after a 4-month break, the WPF Dynasty Baseball Sluggers League is back in action, as you see Luigi having some good batting, but running? Yeah, probably not. But yeah, if you look at this, wow, MVP Blue Dry Bones. Bowser only having a 50 despite hitting a couple home runs and doing generally good stuff. Birdo had a really nice day at the office. Somehow Monty Mole got 20 points in fielding and Yoshi got 30 points in fielding. That's wild to me. Both shortstops did not really perform well today, but like if you look at it, right, both teams kind of like did some good stuff at the plate, and like kind of look at it, it's kind of even, right? If you look at the MVP scores, but the MVP scores don't tell the whole story. It just turns out the power difference from the Monsters was just too much for the Monarchs to overcome. But yeah, that is 3 very entertaining games done, and week 3 is now in the books. So hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you enjoyed putting up with my scuffed commentary, but we'll see you same time, same place for next week when we get week 4 up and running for the WPF Dynasty Baseball Sluggers League. Until then, have a great one.